Freelancing can suck. Freelancing can be depressing. It's just like a roller coaster, you know? Some days you wake up super happy, and some days you just wish you had this job your mom wished you had. But you know what, guys? These days, I'm a much happier freelancer than I used to be. And why? Because of one thing that changed the way I see projects, changed the way I choose my clients. And this is what I'm going to talk to you about today. It helped me, it might help you. See you in a bit. Today's question is from Siazani. How to stay motivated to keep freelancing? Siazani, amazing question. Motivation is actually one of my favorite subjects, and I think about it almost every day, at least every morning. So I can offer a few things to help you stay motivated, but today I'm going to speak about just one of them, which is a really important one. I'm going to tell you this in a second, but just before, I have to tell you about a really, really interesting experience made by Dan Ariely. Do you know who's Dan Ariely? He's this behavioral economist guy. He wrote a lot of books and he has a really great TED Talks. I'll put the links at the bottom. So anyway, Dan Ariely was trying to figure out what motivates people. So he asked a lot of students to do an experience and he divided them into two groups and gave them a lot of Lego creatures that they had to build. Okay, so let's say you have a lot of parts and you have to build a Lego creature, and every time you finish building your Lego creature, you put it aside, you get more parts, and you have to create another Lego creature. Now, what was the difference between the two groups? One group, every time they finished building up their Lego creature, the Lego creature was put just next to their eyes on the table while they're working on the second Lego creature. While the other group was doing something very frustrating, okay? While building the second Lego creature, one of the experiment guys sat next to them, tearing apart the first Lego creature. So when they finished the second one, they got the parts of the first one, putting it up again, and then so on and so forth. So while building it, they saw the other Lego creature being turned down. Now, this is probably very frustrating to see how your work is going nowhere, and this is exactly what Dan Ariely found out, okay? You might already guess what happened. So, on average, the first group built 11 Lego creatures before they were like, hey, I'm off to play basketball or whatever. And the second group built hardly 6 or 7 Lego creatures before they said, I don't want to do it anymore. And you know what? Dana really had names for these two groups. The first group, he called them the meaningful group, and the second group he called the Sisyphus group. Okay? Do you know the story about Sisyphus, the guy who rolls the rock up the mountain and then the rock falls and then they have to push the rock again up to the mountain and then the rock falls, etc., etc. And this is the frustration you get when you do something that has no meaning for you, okay? And this is exactly what Dan Ariely found. If you see these Lego creatures standing one next to each other and you understand that you build something, you create something that someone else might want to look at, you create something that you can be proud of, versus creating something just for the sake of creating it or creating something just for the sake of getting money for it, that's the whole difference. You'll be much less motivated to do the second, the Sisyphus kind of work than the first, the meaningful kind of work. So what does it have to do with us? What does it have to do with me? When I started freelancing, my first concerns were, how do I get paid for my work? And it does take some time to be in the position where you know how to get paid for your work. And this is something we talk about a lot in the nuSchool. But as soon as you do get paid, you also want to focus on the type of projects that give you meaning, okay? When I just took projects that had no meaning for me, for example, I had a project with something that had to do with the stock market, okay? It's a big website for people who follow other people who invest in the stock market. Now, I don't think it has any meaning to the world. Probably other people could, but I couldn't. And so I just did it, but I had no motivation, okay? The only motivation I had was the money I get for the project. Now, money is a great motivation, but it's just not enough, okay? Especially when you have to do the last 10% of the project. You finished up the 80, 90%, the hard work. You have the 10 last percent of the project and you have to work really hard just to make everything perfect. When it's for a project that has no meaning for you, it's really hard. On the other hand, when I worked for a non-profit helping dogs, that was much, much easier for me. I had 2 dogs at the time, and while working for them, I saw and I could imagine how their project is actually helping dogs that I adopted. So I'm not saying that we have the same values and we shouldn't have the same values, but I think that the more you choose projects that have meaning for you, the more you choose clients that have the same values like you do, the more motivated you'll get. And I know it works for me. I hope it might help you as well. So thank you guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe just below, and see you next time. Bye guys.